What is up, guys? Lincoln here. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Dread Captures. We have put together an awesome video for you this week. I won't ramble about it. As always, please like, subscribe, share with a friend or family member, and I'll see you in the comments.
Here's a story that will change how you view wildlife. On a busy highway, an elk made an unexpected appearance. Instead of causing chaos, it stood there, nodding at passerbys, its eyes filled with urgency. Most people misunderstood, thinking that it was a threat. But it wasn't there to harm, it was there to seek help. One kind-hearted man decided to follow, and the elk led him straight to a mud pit. And the man got quite a surprise when he got there. Several of the elk's companions were trapped, struggling desperately. Realizing the grave danger they were in, the man acted swiftly. With the help of others, they used ropes to pull the trapped elks out, one by one, starting with the one most buried in the mud. The rescued elk, exhausted but alive, drank some water, a simple gesture of compassion that means everything in that moment. The cool part is that this act of kindness didn't just save them, it really also shows the incredible intelligence and trust these animals place in humans. You know, at the end of the day, you could tell that the elk was helpless. And while he wasn't sure what the humans would do, we were his last hope. So this week, a group known as the Paranormal Review unveiled new footage that shows a sighting of Bigfoot in Utah's Payson Canyon. The video, released by the group on Monday, provides a comprehensive analysis of the reported encounter with the creature. The Paranormal Review claims that a man was recording a river in Payson Canyon when he was drawn to noises coming from the trees above him. As he looked and eventually redirected his camera upwards, he allegedly caught the mysterious being on film. The footage was actually taken in the spring of 2015, but the man hesitated to share it due to the fears of ridicule and disbelief. He eventually stumbled upon the Paranormal Review channel and decided to submit his footage for review. Now I turn the focus to you guys. What do you all think about this? Is this legit or not? So, you ever wonder if animals can ask humans for help? Here's a story that proves they just might be able to. One morning, a fox appeared at an elderly gentleman's doorstep, and this thing was making a ton of noise, desperate for attention. Sensing its urgency, the man didn't hesitate. He grabbed some tools and started following the fox. He led him through the dense forest to a startling scene. A young fox, the mother's baby, had been caught in a net, was struggling to break free. But this man was prepared. With a calm demeanor and gentle words, he soothed the frightened cub, while the mother watched anxiously. Using pliers, he carefully cut through the net, liberating the young fox. Even after ensuring the fox was unharmed, this man's kindness didn't end there. A week later, something remarkable happened that showed the undeniable gratitude of the wild. Just an incredible bond formed in unexpected moments. On October 25th of 2022, a paramedic shared a very unsettling video from his lunch break. It's a brief clip, but there's one specific thing in there that's super creepy. The video starts with the paramedic filming inside the hospital where some surgeons are prepping to move a very sick patient. The paramedic heads out to catch them on camera as they come through. It wasn't until a bit later that the doctor showed up with the patient, who unfortunately, sadly died just a few hours later. The paramedic stopped recording them, and it wasn't until after his shift ended that he actually watched his video that he had taken. And he spotted something freaking nuts. Rewatching the footage, he saw that, while he was outside waiting for the doctors, there was something odd caught on his camera in the background. Have a closer look at this. Pay attention to the hallway inside the hospital. There's this dark, shadowy figure at the end of the hall. It's only visible for a few seconds before it vanishes. The paramedic can't make heads or tails of who or what this could be. But when viewers took a look, some of them thought it could be some sort of entity, maybe even death itself. Maybe even the Grim Reaper, especially since the patient in the clip passed away the same day. Of course, we can't say for sure what was caught on camera, but one thing seems clear. Whatever it was seemed very out of place in the hospital. Okay, so imagine thinking you've caught the biggest fish of your life, but it's not what it seems. In an unexpected twist of events, a young boy, after waiting with patience, believes he's made the catch of a lifetime. With his mother filming, anticipation builds. Despite her concerns and warnings that it might be dangerous, don't fall in, the boy's excitement is palpable. He is cranking on this thing. He is struggling, putting all his effort into reeling in his prize. However, the fish proves too challenging to land. So he decides to cut the line, get his tackle box and his pole, and walk away. Well, I think it's good he did, because the story doesn't end there. What his mother sees next in the water leaves everyone astonished. An alligator, not a fish, was the real catch of the day. Just an unbelievably heartwarming video here. This man named Brody has found a sea turtle that is stuck on its back. Wow, sand is pretty dangerous for these guys, I'm guessing. Brody gets help, and he and this friend lift him and flip him over and get him back into the water. Look where his friend is waiting. I mean, that guy was a goner. Let's read a few of the comments.
That was a really good video. Let's look at some of the comments. The other turtle waiting in the surf for their mate friend to return melted my heart. Boys, take note, this is what a real man does. Preserve and protect. Your child seeing that happen is the biggest takeaway here. Thank you. That's what you call human kindness. Bless their hearts for saving that sea turtle. Good stuff.
Is Bigfoot truly roaming the forests of Ohio? The footage we're about to discuss might just convince you of the possibility. In this video, a mysterious figure can be seen lurking amongst the dense trees. There are leaves rustling and branches jutting out. As the camera focuses, it reveals a vast expanse of grass, providing a backdrop for this figure. Now, at first glance, you might dismiss this as a mere shadow or some type of optical illusion. However, a more detailed examination is quite revealing. The silhouette unmistakably belongs to the legendary creature known as Bigfoot. This enormous being stands as tall as the towering trees around it. Its body is covered in a thick black fur, which really distinguishes it from any known animals native to the area. But what's even more captivating is what it appears to be cradling in its right hand. The figure seems to be holding something reminiscent of a baby. This drums up memories of Tarzan or age-old tales where human infants end up being raised by creatures of the wild. So what do we think? Do we have a modern-day version of Tarzan right here in Ohio? This next encounter will leave you amazed. While climbing a mountain, a hiker came across a white fox, seemingly in search of food. Initially hesitant, the fox accepted a few tossed sausages and then did something unexpected. It beckoned the man to follow him. Curiously, he did, and the fox led him directly to its home to share the meal with his family. But the journey didn't end there. The fox, with incredible intelligence, wanted to pay the man back, so he guided him back down the mountain on the safest route. Now, moved by this experience, the man returned the next day with chicken, and he's basically at this point earned the trust of the fox's family. Yet the most astonishing part of this tale unfolded half a year later when they met again. This time the fox presented a gift, a rare and precious medicinal herb lingsy, a treasure the fox had safeguarded from everyone, so he could finally bestow it upon this man. Just a great friendship formed there. Well, this is just a cute video of a hedgehog a woman found and nursed to health, and I wanted to show it to you guys. I mean, I can't lie, this is pretty adorable. It being fed by a little syringe. Look at its little spines. He's gotten so big. I mean, I don't know anything about hedgehogs. I'm assuming she could keep this as a pet if she wanted. He obviously really enjoys baths, and it looks like he enjoys a nice massage. Just really, really cute. This spooky photo that has been shared a million times has sparked a lot of conversations and has given many people the creeps. A homeowner sent in this eerie image, which was captured by their security camera that only takes pictures when it detects movement. In one of the shots, there's a blurry figure on the left side. To the homeowner and lots of others who've seen the photo, it looks a lot like a nun. Just thought I'd share this with you, the homeowner wrote, adding, "To me, it looks like a nun, looking to the side into the camera." The homeowner also made it clear that there are no religious objects or statues in their house that could have caused this reflection or illusion. After the photo was shared on Ghosts of London, many people who commented agreed with the homeowner's observation. They quickly suggested that the homeowner should think about moving, or at the very least get a priest to bless the house. While there's no solid proof that the image is a ghost, the way people have reacted shows how deeply rooted beliefs and fears about ghosts are. So, is this blurry figure just a play of light? Or could it really be the ghost of a nun captured on camera? This unsettling event unfolded in Roseburg, Oregon. Imagine waking up and finding your home in complete disarray. Well, that's exactly what happened to a local family. Feeling a mix of confusion and concern, they immediately turned to their security footage for the answers. To their astonishment, the camera captured a stranger just roaming around their house in the middle of the night. And this just wasn't any intruder. The individual sported face paint, like almost an attempt to hide her identity or blend in. But what was even more bizarre was the way she moved through the house. She seemed to know her way around, almost as if she had been there before. The utter audacity didn't even stop there. The camera caught her casually strolling into the kitchen, helping herself to some snacks. I'll just say it now, I'm pretty sure she's just hammered drunk. Later on, she was seen sifting through the family's clothes and even trying a few on. The camera footage paints a picture of someone fearless and alarmingly at ease. And perhaps the most shocking part of this entire ordeal is that night that this happened, there were 8 family members there, all asleep in the house, and no one heard this person, completely unaware of the stranger in the house. Talk about a horrifying realization. Thankfully, law enforcement swiftly intervened. The intruder was identified, apprehended, and is now facing a slew of charges. These include multiple counts of burglary, theft, criminal trespass, and possession of methamphetamine.
Tanisha Camille was the person who was actually found guilty of this crime. And I don't know if you guys have heard, but these types of crimes, specifically home invasions, are so invasive. They leave massive psychological scars. Your privacy is violated, and they've come into your safe haven, your home, a place where you can leave the world behind.
This next video was caught on a security cam at an apartment complex where a young family lives. In the video, we see their little girl playing near a staircase with a small room under it. She seems to be looking at something in that room, but you can't really tell what it is at first. She told her parents, but her parents said, it's nothing. But after they replayed the video a few times, they were totally freaked out. They saw what she was talking about in that room. When you take a closer look, you can see why the girl was hesitant to go in. There's this hand like out of the crypt keeper just reaching out to her, and then it just disappears. Gone. And it's not even just the girl who's wary. When the cat shows up, even the kitty is like, no, we are not doing this. I'm not exploring that room with you. So what was in there? We can clearly see the hand, or at minimum, at least something moving around. It's got everyone scratching their heads, especially the family. Anyhow, join the debate in the comments and let me know. So TikToker Whitmarie1 has been posting these wild videos from her farm that have gotten people totally hooked and a bit freaked out. Whitney was just having a regular day out on the farm when things got real weird real quick. Like, there was this one time the radio in her horse barn just popped on all by itself, blaring music. Then she has another video where she's watching her horses and they're all acting sort of strange. And out of nowhere, you can hear this moaning sound in the background.
What the fuck is that noise?
And you can tell that the horses feel and hear it too. But it gets weirder. She hears these super loud bangs from the old silo that leave her just staring, wondering what the heck is going on.
Nope.
She has a compilation on her channel that's a mix of all these freaky things happening around her farm. From strange noises to spooky figures showing up out of the blue. Now, sure, some people might think it's all just a bunch of coincidences or someone pulling her leg, but Whitney seems genuinely freaked out. And that's got me believing her, at least. Everyone's got a theory, with some saying her farm feels like something straight out of a scary movie. Honestly, for me, this just gets more mysterious and more mysterious. I'd like a little more information about this. Does anyone watch her on TikTok?
Okay, so check this video out. A park ranger captured something pretty crazy on his phone. In a state park down in Florida, a ranger was driving one of the Jeeps on his way to investigate a disturbance on the other side of the park. Suddenly, he caught something out of the corner of his eye and noticed a huge figure moving among the trees. He pulled the Jeep to a stop, grabbed his flashlight and phone and started recording. Given the darkness, it's challenging to identify the figure clearly. Not to mention trying to handle the spotlight and use the video on his phone. The creature eventually slinks off, and again, the footage is hard to decipher. But once back at the station, he shows his colleagues. Now most people think it's just a black bear, and some say it's definitely Bigfoot. But the ranger has a sneaky suspicion he has captured video of the elusive Florida skunk ape here. They released the video to the public in hopes someone can identify the creature. On another note, the fact that it was a park ranger who recorded this has stirred quite the discussion. The footage provides a glimpse of the mystery creature, and I'd be interested if any of our viewers can make out any distinguishing features. Anyhow, let me know. What's your take on this footage? The video footage was captured by a dash cam installed in a vehicle traveling late at night. The driver, who later uploaded the clip online, felt something quickly move across his path while he was on the road. Initially, he was startled, thinking that maybe a deer or some other wild animal had darted in front of his car, a common occurrence on that specific highway. However, when he reached home and reviewed the footage, what he saw surprised him. The object that crossed his path wasn't a deer or any recognizable animal. Instead, it appeared to be a swift-moving shadow, darting across the road. Curious, and wanting to rule out any technical glitches, he sought the expertise of professionals to examine the footage. They confirmed that his camera was functioning correctly at the time and hadn't malfunctioned. What the camera captured seemed to be a mysterious shadow creature that resembled an animal in form. The very idea of a shadow entity taking on the shape of an animal added layers of intrigue to the entire encounter. So, what exactly was it that crossed his path that night? This is a pretty cool video from a viewer named James in Asheville, North Carolina. It's showcasing an orb they caught on their front porch camera. The reason this couple installed this camera is because odd things were happening in the front of their house. Check this out. What do you guys think about this? A floating orb, often referenced in paranormal circles, is believed to be a sphere of energy or light that is sometimes captured in photos or videos, particularly in locations purported to be haunted. Skeptics argue these orbs can be explained by natural phenomena, such as dust particles, insects, or lens flares interacting with the camera's flash. However, enthusiasts often view them as manifestations of spirits or other supernatural entities. Aside from the paranormal context, the term floating orb can also refer to any spherical object or phenomenon that appears to hover or float in the air. Let me know what you guys think about this. I think he has a pretty compelling case here. There is definitely a huge orb of some sort floating by. I'm no expert on dust particles, but I know for sure that's not a bug or something else. In this next video clip, you'll see something quite out of the ordinary. We have a mysterious creature boasting a large frame covered in reddish-brown hair. At first glance, it closely resembles some kind of primate, perhaps an ape. However, there's a twist. The person who uploaded this footage is adamant about one thing. This isn't just any ape. Instead, he believes, and wants us to believe, that it's the remains of a Bigfoot. You heard that right. The legendary creature that many have spoken about but few claim to have proof of. To add more weight to his claim, he mentions that this supposed Bigfoot wasn't just found lying around. It was, in his words, killed and preserved in ice. If this is true, it would mean that he stumbled upon this amazing discovery during one of his explorations, killed it, managed to capture it on video, and is now sharing it with the world. But here's where things get even more interesting. As you watch the footage again, with all this context in mind, you have to ask yourself, is this really the elusive Bigfoot that almost everyone is searching for? Or is this guy just full of it? Maybe it's another creature entirely, or perhaps a very well-planned hoax. When you see the footage taken in this forest, it might just challenge everything you've ever believed about our world. The intriguing video was recorded by a man on a seemingly ordinary sun-filled day as he ventured through the woods. But it wasn't just any day. He was gripped by this indescribable feeling that something beyond our understanding was close by. It's a feeling that many of us have experienced at one time or another. That eerie sensation that there's more out there than meets the eye. As he ventured deeper into the forest, the feeling grew stronger. And then, when he reached the exact spot where he began recording, it all made sense. If you really focus on the video, in the midst of the dense foliage, there's a mysterious dark figure. It's hard to make out the details because the video becomes blurry, likely due to excessive zooming. However, according to the man who recorded it, what he saw was a tall, ape-like creature, simply minding its own business. Imagine the adrenaline, the heart-racing fear he must have felt, especially when this creature, seemingly unaware of his presence, stood upright. In that instant, he grasped the true size of the being. It was far more massive than he initially thought. He might have even believed the creature had finally seen him, but instead, it simply continued on its path, fading deeper into the woods until it was out of sight. Recently, a truly puzzling video was posted on Instagram that has left many scratching their heads. In this clip, there's an elderly man strolling by himself, holding what looks to be a bucket or pail. As he continues on his path, suddenly out of nowhere, a dog appears right behind him. The interesting thing is, the dog didn't dart out from across the street, nor was it walking beside the man from the beginning. The man does catch a quick glimpse of the dog when he notices it dashing by, but he just keeps on walking, seemingly unaware of the mysterious way the dog just appeared out of thin air. Now, some viewers, after watching this, have come up with a few intriguing theories. Some suggest that maybe, just maybe, it's a case of a time-traveling dog. Others are leaning into the popular idea of a glitch in the Matrix, suggesting that perhaps reality had a minor hiccup. So here's the million-dollar question. Which theory do you think holds more weight regarding this peculiar event? Or could there be a simpler explanation that we're all missing? The next video footage reveals a captivating find by a brave adventurer in the untamed wilderness. This individual embarked on a journey to uncover the mystery behind some peculiar tracks, and what he stumbled upon might just leave you in shock. At a casual glance, these footprints seem like they could have been made by a human. They look almost exactly like the marks we leave with our own feet. But a more detailed look, especially when compared against the prints from the man's shoes, reveals something surprising about these footprints: their remarkable depth. This deep impression in the ground hints at either a terrain that's quite muddy and soft, or that the being that left these marks carries significant weight, hundreds more pounds than an adult man. Considering how deep these footprints are and their location in a secluded wilderness, the often fascinating theory of Bigfoot is brought to light. Could this be legit evidence of the renowned Bigfoot? Accounts of Bigfoot encounters, particularly in dense forests, have been shared for generations, sparking wonder and excitement in the minds of many. This particular explorer suggests an even more captivating hypothesis. The footprints, while deep, are smaller than one might expect for an adult Bigfoot. Could they be from a young Bigfoot, still heavy but not fully grown? Only time and perhaps more exploration will truly tell. This next video we're talking about was shared on a Facebook page that goes by the name Alien Skies. A person named Garcia took the footage in the Philippines on a bright and sunny morning. The video zeroes in on a peculiar cloud that suddenly bursts with light. It almost looks like there's some mist or steam coming right out of the cloud itself. Now, some people who've watched this video are buzzing with theories. Some think it's got something to do with aliens, while others are saying it's weather manipulation by the government. But hold your horses. Would you be excited to know that what we're actually seeing is a natural event known as a crown flash? So, what's a crown flash? According to an article by Guinness World Records, it's a super rare weather phenomenon. Believe it or not, scientists first wrote about this way back in 1885 in a journal called the Monthly Weather Review. Crown flashes usually happen at the tops of thunderstorms, and at first glance, they can look a lot like a sundog, which is another kind of light phenomenon you might see in the sky. But here's where it gets interesting. Unlike your regular sundog, a crown flash keeps moving. Within a matter of seconds, you'll see it shift around, creating loops and beams of light that dance around the sky. So, what causes this light show? The best guess scientists have is that it's all about the changing electrical fields within the thundercloud. When this happens, ice crystals in the cloud, which are shaped like plates or needles, line up in a particular way. This unique alignment reflects sunlight, giving us the incredible display we see as a crown flash. And here's a cool part. Thanks to the fact that almost everyone's got a camera phone these days, amateur footage of crown flashes is popping up more and more on social media. So next time you see one of these videos, you'll know it's not little green men or another secret government project. It's a crown flash, or you can refer to it by its other cool name, a leaping sundog. Check this out. Caught on a night cam, a Kangal dog gets cornered by 3 hungry wolves right in the middle of the street. Now, even though Kangals are known to stand their ground against wolves, 3 against 1 isn't really fair odds. The poor dog's doing his best to fend them off. But here's the game changer. Out of nowhere, his 2 buddies dash in to help. Seeing they're now outnumbered, the wolves decide they're not that hungry after all and bolt out of there. To be honest, he was doing quite well for a 3-on-1 battle, but they would have eventually tired him out. And when the battle went from 1-on-3 to 3-on-3, the wolves knew it was time to go. They're not just big guard dogs. Those animals have been bred for hundreds and hundreds of years to fight wolves out in the bush. I even read they can go for days out there on just water and nibbling on some leaves and shrubs. Very impressive animals. If you've seen that jaw-dropping video circulating on Reddit recently, you're likely as puzzled and astounded as the rest of us. On what seemed like a regular, peaceful day, the kayaker in the footage experienced something utterly unexpected. Out of the blue, the water around him began to churn and froth, seemingly without any clear cause. It looked as though some unseen force beneath the surface was creating all the commotion. Many viewers have ventured a guess. A popular theory is that a group of manatees might be behind the mysterious disturbance. When startled, these gentle giants can act quite dramatically. Their massive bodies have the capacity to create splashes and disturbances that mirror exactly what was captured in the video. Moreover, manatees possess a unique sensory system. Unlike humans, they have a network of sensitive hairs around their mouths and across their bodies. This special system helps them navigate and sense their surroundings, especially in the shallow and often murky waters they call home. But the question remains, was it really the manatees causing the water's sudden uproar? Or could there be another, perhaps otherworldly explanation? Whatever you believe, the video certainly offers a tantalizing glimpse into the mysteries of the deep. Man, I have to say, that is pretty crazy. It very well may be a pod of manatees, but one thing is for certain, I would absolutely be freaked out. In this video, we see some type of animal acting really curious. The video starts with a bold, deep red color filling the screen. This red draws you in and makes you wonder what's about to happen. It feels a bit like the start of a thrilling movie, where you're waiting for something unexpected. As you keep watching, something cool happens. It looks like a tongue comes out and licks the camera. The plot thickens when the person who posted the video hints that this might be the famous Bigfoot doing the licking. Yes, that Bigfoot. The one people talk about, share stories about, and wonder if it's real or just a legend. But there's more to it. The uploader adds a twist. They've had visitors like this before. They think this might be a young Bigfoot, maybe a curious youngster who's fascinated by the camera. Could it be just playful behavior? Or is this creature wondering what this strange thing is in its home? Let me know your thoughts. I feel like we've seen more and more juvenile Bigfoot footage lately. This photo was taken by a trail camera positioned in the woods. And while the image isn't crystal clear, it gives us a glimpse of the environment. We can see tall trees rising from the ground, with a few scattered leaves draping from the branches. Notably, there isn't much grass on the forest floor, just the raw, untamed earth. Amidst the slight blurriness of the photo, there's something that captures our attention. A mysterious black object lying motionless on the ground. When we take a closer look, the shape suggests something striking. It appears to resemble an ape-like creature resting on its back. To some, the immediate thought might be, could that be Bigfoot? But of course, there's always room for skepticism. In a world where our imaginations often fill in the blanks, it's not uncommon for people to jump to paranormal conclusions. For those who love a good mystery, it might even seem tempting to believe that we're looking at evidence of the legendary creature. However, until we have more information or clearer pictures, it's all up for interpretation. Talk about serendipity. An unexpected Bigfoot encounter emerged when a YouTuber, famous for his automobile critiques, test drove an ATV. While engrossed in his evaluation, he unknowingly captured on camera what many argue is Bigfoot. If you pay attention to the left-hand side of the path amidst the trees, you'll notice a shadowy, furry entity walking into the forest. It seems like Bigfoot fancied a brief guest appearance just as the video was shooting. Historically, these beings were hard to pin down, and it required a lot of effort to spot one. Now, simply being in the right forested or mountainous area at the opportune moment might grant you a rare sighting. Or, we're just seeing some very persuasive hoaxes these days. In a disturbing sequence of events, inhabitants of a particular home were left deeply unnerved after watching security recordings from their residence. The video exposed an eerie trespasser wandering the grounds. Usually, when thinking of a trespasser, one would hope it's a person, simply because you'd have a sense of what you're up against. However, in this hair-raising situation, the surveillance showed an odd, canine-like being ambling on its two hind legs during the pitch-black hours. So, is this a phantom? A supernatural being? Or perhaps our furry companions are up to some antics when our eyes are turned away? In this next video, we delve into a photo shared by Reddit user Thorson22, recounting a chilling experience from 7 years ago. As he examined the image sent by a friend, something peculiar caught his eye. The photo features the exterior of a house, captured at the stroke of midnight, and initially, everything appears ordinary. But as you zoom in, a dreadful revelation awaits. A creepy face lurks, fixated directly on the camera, sending a frightening experience to anyone who notices it. Some viewers miss the bizarre anomaly at first glance, leading them to rush to the comments section for clarity. However, once they realize the unsettling presence in the photo, they're going to wish they hadn't. The sheer eeriness of the face raises countless questions, leaving us to wonder about its origin. It's fascinating to observe the reactions of those who attempt to debunk the nature of this creepy face. Could it merely be an obscured figure, possibly a person posing for a prank or an unsettling coincidence? Or does the haunting gaze suggest something more sinister and paranormal at play? The lack of a coherent explanation from Thorson22's friend only adds to the mystery, as they were intoxicated at the time of the photo. This intriguing detail heightens the suspense, making us wonder whether the presence in the photo is merely a drunken escapade, or if there's something more chilling hiding within the shadows. The uncertainty surrounding the true nature of this creepy face fuels our imagination, forcing us to contemplate the unsettling possibilities that may lie beyond the realm of rationality. As we delve deeper into this mysterious image, we can't help but feel a creeping sense of dread, knowing that some secrets are better left undisturbed. This next video is extremely worrisome. In this video, a group of friends is casually chatting and hanging outside, enjoying the weather and each other's company. As the conversation flows, one of them pulls out their phone to check the weather and time. However, a couple of minutes later, things take a terrifying turn. The camera guy decides to reposition his angle, and that's when the hair-raising moment occurs. As you can see, there's a house that he's zoomed in on. In the darkness near the doorway, a dark and ominous figure comes into view. The figure appears to have two glowing eyes, peering out from the entrance and fixating on the group of friends. It leaves everyone in the video scared and on edge. The video ends abruptly, leaving us with an unresolved sense of dread. What was that mysterious figure? Could it be an alien, as some people speculate, with its structures resembling that of an otherworldly being? Or could there be other explanations lurking in the shadows? The uncertainty and eeriness of this video are enough to ignite a debate among viewers, with each person having their own theories and thoughts about what they just witnessed. Whether it's an encounter with something supernatural, a trick of the light, or something else entirely, there's no denying that this video leaves us with a haunting sense of curiosity and fear of the unknown. This next clip is from TikTok user Samantha. What was meant to be a normal night turned into a frightening encounter that will leave you on the edge of your seat, just like it did to this college co-ed. The video begins with the camera pointing out of a second-floor apartment window. It's dark outside and the camera zooms in on a bush where a cat is seen running away in a hurry. Already the suspense is building because for a cat to startle like that means something is over there. Curiosity gets the better of her, and she decides to investigate further. She angles the camera towards the bush to see what might be behind it, causing the cat's sudden panic. And there, to her horror, she sees a man sitting behind the bush, looking directly into the camera's lens. The sight is enough to make your heart race, and it's unclear who this man might be and what he's doing there. This is a college town, so is he just a guy that is stumbling home from the bars? Or maybe even nature called, and this was the best option he could find. Nevertheless, the uncertainty surrounding his identity only adds to the fear and tension of the video. The fact that the man almost certainly appears to be looking at her apartment creates an atmosphere of dread and intrigue. We're left with more questions than answers, and our minds race with different possibilities of what might unfold next. This is actually a really scary video, especially as crazy as people are these days. This video is a stark reminder that sometimes the scariest encounters happen when we least expect them. The fear of the unknown can be far more terrifying than anything we can comprehend. So the next time you peer out of your window at night, you might find yourself wondering what might be lurking in the shadows, just out of sight. A video from UFO Mania has been causing quite a stir. It's set in San Bernardino, California, at a gas station in the dead of night. The footage reveals a bunch of eerie, glowing white UFOs just hanging in the sky. As the video unfolds, you can see a mothership surrounded by a swarm of smaller ships. It's like they're all part of some formation.
Mothership has arrived.
What the hell is that?
Like an otherworldly air show. But then, something strange happens. The smaller ships start to spread out and slowly descend from the sky. It's both fascinating and chilling to watch. You can hear the gasps and hushed whispers of the people witnessing this bizarre spectacle. Some think it's undeniable proof of extraterrestrial visitors, while others are trying to rationalize it, suggesting it might be skydivers with light flares. But the way those glowing UFOs move is so unlike anything we're used to seeing. It's almost as if they have a mind of their own, like they're dancing in the night sky. And the fact that it all takes place at a gas station adds an extra layer of eerie to the scene. The video leaves you with more questions than answers. What are these mysterious objects? Are they really from another world? Or is there a better explanation behind the strange lights? Whatever the truth is, it's clear that this video has ignited a frenzy of speculation and debate among UFO enthusiasts and skeptics alike. A viral video that originated from Sweden has been making the rounds on Reddit, sent in by a user named Immerse. The video offers a first-person perspective of an experience that started ordinarily enough, but soon took a turn into the mysterious and unsettling. In the video, Immerse is walking through a forest at night on her way to the nearest bus stop near her apartment. Although the woods are close to a populated area, and there's a clear path to guide her, the darkness and the isolation make for an eerie journey. She explains that she's used to the walk and that the path is well traveled, but something felt different that night. The usual calmness of the forest is replaced by an uneasy feeling that she just can't shake. This sense of unease prompts her to start recording her point of view, possibly for reassurance, or perhaps to share her experience with others. Everything seems normal as she continues down the path, the sounds of the night accompanying her. But then, a couple of seconds later, something unusual happens. Someone or something appears to peek out from behind a tree in front of her. Unaware of this at the time, Nimrose doesn't react. It's only later, when her viewers watch the video, that they point out the strange figure. This leads to heated debates and wild speculations. Was it an animal watching her curiously? Could it have been a person, perhaps up to no good? Some even suggest it might be a cryptid or some other unexplainable entity. Let me know what you think it could be. Jay Kelly, a YouTuber, has shared a dashcam video that's causing quite a stir, especially for those interested in myths and legends. The footage was captured in the Russian Republic of Bashkortostan, near its border with Kazakhstan. Here's what happened. It's the middle of the night and the road is covered in snow. Jay Kelly is driving along, the headlights of the vehicle casting a dim glow on the road ahead. Everything seems normal, until something extraordinary appears in the path. Suddenly, there's a glimpse of a large, hairy creature moving quickly across the road. It's bigger than a human, and it moves with a speed and grace that's startling. The only source of light is the vehicle's headlights, so it's hard to make out the exact shape and features of the creature. But there's no mistaking that it's something unusual. People who have seen the video are speculating that this could be a sighting of the mythical beast known as the Yeti. The Yeti is a creature of legend, often described as a large, hairy, ape-like being that lives in remote, mountainous regions. But others are suggesting that it might be something else, something even more sinister. The brief glimpse of the creature, the way it moves, and the uncertainty about what it really is, have led to all kinds of theories and discussions. The video doesn't provide clear answers, and that's part of what makes it so intriguing. It's a moment that's been captured on camera that challenges what we think we know and invites us to wonder and speculate. Is it really a Yeti? Is it something else entirely? Or is it just a trick of the light, a shadow, or a regular animal that looks strange in the darkness? The video continues to be a topic of conversation, with people sharing their insights, theories, and interpretations. It's a mystery wrapped in a legend, caught in a brief moment on a snowy road, and it has captured the imagination of viewers, leaving them to ponder what they've seen and what it might mean. Another online enthusiast has shared something quite mysterious and unsettling captured by a CCTV camera. This particular camera, set up to detect motion, seems to be focused on the backyard of a house. At first glance, everything appears normal, but then something strange catches the eye. Several seconds into the video, in the bottom right corner, we can see what looks like several white orbs, stacked one on top of the other, floating across to the other side of the frame. They move in an eerie, almost otherworldly way, and their appearance is both baffling and fascinating. As you might expect, this unusual sight has sparked a lively debate. Some viewers are convinced that these orbs might be spirits or some kind of supernatural phenomenon. They see the floating orbs as evidence of something beyond our understanding, something that hints at a hidden, mysterious world. Others, however, take a more skeptical view. They argue that the orbs are nothing more than a spider web on the camera lens, catching the light in a way that creates the illusion of floating orbs. According to this explanation, what seems mysterious and inexplicable is actually quite mundane, the result of a common object interacting with the camera in an unexpected way. So, what's really happening here? Are we witnessing something truly paranormal? Or is it simply a trick of the light? The answer isn't clear, and different people will see it in different ways. The video leaves us with questions, intrigue, and a sense of wonder, inviting us to look closer, think deeper, and perhaps see the world in a new and different light. This daring biker was riding through a wooded trail with a reliable helmet camera to record the journey. To his surprise, he filmed something that gave him chills, only noticed when checking the video later. Brace yourself, and let's examine closely. Focus on the left part of the screen, among the trees. And there it is, a tall, ghostly figure hidden in the dark, closely observing our motorbike rider. It's easy to overlook, so pay attention. There's a lot of questions. What is this shadowy figure? It's quite tall, even higher than the trees. Could it be the mysterious Slender Man, or perhaps something else entirely? Let me know your opinions below. Truly, forests are filled with enigmas that both intrigue and puzzle those brave enough to explore them. The ensuing unsettling video originates from TV Peru's report on intense rainfall in the Chosica area. It seems that during the live telecast, an eerie occurrence went unnoticed. On live television, an entity, seemingly non-human, emerges from the water. But what could it be? Those who viewed the video on YouTube are puzzled, trying to discern the identity of this peculiar shape. Some are of the opinion that it might be a unique creature, while others counter that it's merely a person covered in mud. What's your take on this? Share your thoughts with me. Now, I'm not going to try to pawn this off as scary like the OP, but this next video is quite out of the ordinary and pretty cool. Shared on the platform previously known as Twitter under the account Conspiration ESP, there's a massive moth displaying what seems to resemble the visage of Valak from the movie The Nun on its back. It might merely be a peculiar design, but what's crazy is that the nun's mouth appears to widen the more you stare at it. What could this be? Is it a mere trick of the eyes? Or perhaps something darker materializing right in front of us? The following footage shared on TikTok by the user Chaos garnered massive attention due to its unsettling nature, racking up views from millions. During a camping escapade with buddies somewhere in Arizona, the group was jolted awake by the piercing scream of a woman echoing from deep within the forest.
That was a fucking child screaming.
Joe, listen.
Or like a fucking woman or something. That was a female fucking screaming. Phil? Please, please, please.
Oh,
No.
closer, man.
Oh my god, Phil, it sounds like somebody.
Dude, you need to fucking help that person, man. It's supposed to be.
Phil, that sounds like some scary movie shit.
Middle of nowhere. I have the biggest revolver ever, dude. That's good.
Do it first.
That's probably. Dude, we're in the middle of nowhere.
Dude, that sounds like some haunted ass shit, dude. What happened to the other steel target?
There's two. Wait, what the fuck
There's
is
one
that?
right there on the ground. It's on the ground.
What the fuck is what?
Yeah, right there. What the f is that?
Dude, that's that. No.
Please tell me you guys are with me. Oh! No!
As they stood alert, attempting to grasp the situation, another even more distressing cry reverberated throughout the thick trees, intensifying their unease. A grim find then froze them in place. A twig-made figure, eerily similar to the notorious symbols from the Blair Witch lore, dangled from a nearby tree. Without warning, a blood-curdling scream broke the tense quiet, propelling the campers to dash away in sheer panic. This disturbing clip sent chills through a whopping 9.5 million viewers, with many drawing comparisons to the frightful moments from the Blair Witch Project. Many claim this is precisely why they'd stay away from camping adventures. The original poster described the incident as the most terrifying one he's ever faced. Some believe the ghostly screams might belong to a banshee, a figure from Irish folklore known for its sorrowful cries foretelling death. But what's your perspective? A genuine brush with Blair Witch remnants? Or merely an elaborate ruse for digital fame? Share your opinions below.